Connections are what enable the amazingly powerful queries and traversals offered by the FlexVertex Data Multiverse. In this video, we'll briefly describe what they are, how they work, and then show you how to create both class-based and named connections. Searching on connections will be in a later unit in this course. As we've described throughout this course, everything in FlexVertex is stored as an object. This includes connections, which may be either class-based or named. Regardless of the type of connection, you're also welcome to associate properties with it. These properties can be searched as the precursor to larger, cross-multiverse voyages. This further expands your query capabilities. In a few moments, we'll show you how to create a connection. For now, note that you may establish them via any of our APIs as well as Voyager. All FlexVertex connections derive from a base class named FlexConnection. When you establish a class-based connection, you may elect to use this base class by default, or use a deeper class hierarchy. Whichever route you take, you're also free to set searchable properties on it, as well as identify which types of classes it may connect. Here we have two objects, Tour and Tour Provider. We're defining a class called DeliveredBy to connect instances of these objects. It will be up to the application developer to establish connections when needed. Once a connection is in place, any of these starting points will find instances of all objects on this picture, a tour provider, the class of connection, and properties associated with the connection. Follow the upcoming instructions to see how to establish a connection in your own FlexVertex instance. Named connections go even further. Along with being capable of object-oriented inheritance and properties, they let you define labels of your choosing. This means that you can create a connection that has a specific label without having to create a connection class for each one. If you needed to support hundreds or thousands of different labels, imagine how many classes would be created without this capability. You can even use a different name on the origin side from the destination side. One such use would be defining a parent-child relationship, naming them children and parent respectively. Here's an example of a named connection. A tour provider is recommending a gift shop. Named connections can have hierarchies, as shown here. In this example, the recommendations are broken down into smaller, more fine-grained details. This makes searching large numbers of connections more efficient. Here's a very fine-grained example of a hierarchical named connection. Just as is the case with class-based connections, you're free to associate properties with named connections too. This means that you can search on named connections using any combination of class inheritance, named hierarchies, and properties. Follow the upcoming instructions to see an example of setting up named connections. At this point, you've seen how to create new FlexVertex objects and connect them. Next, we'll show you how to update existing objects.